Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft Dungeons, where in this video, I'll be showcasing this build called the Impossible Reaper, a build that isn't actually possible to get in the vanilla game, so I've actually had to hack it in, so let's see how I broke the game. This video was made for showcase purposes only, and I do not condone cheating as it can ruin both your game and your relationship. Anyways, please subscribe and stuff, I don't know what to put here. Enjoy the video. Also, if you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing, since it helps me a lot, and I make content like this all the time. But anyways, let's continue with the video. So on my melee weapon, I've got the Last Laugh, and as you can see, it's level 420, which isn't even nearly possible to get in the vanilla game. And it's also got this little upgraded tag here with like this little diamond, which I don't know why is in the game, because it's originally made so that I think it's instead of the gift wrapper, then it will be like an upgrading station place, I don't know, and it's somehow still in the game, so why not, right? And as you can see, this weapon deals quite a lot of damage, especially for sickles as well. So yeah, that's the good thing about hacking things into the game, that everything will deal so much damage anyways, that you can just use what you think looks good. And of course this has got inbuilt Prospector tier 1, and then as the Gilded Enchantment, it's got tier 3, and Conduit, even though it's not a soul item, but hey, I can break the rules, okay? And then of course the enchantments are Sharpness, so this makes your weapon even sharper. Yeah, and I don't think I need to say more about that. So then it's also got Prospector, so this is then even more Prospector, which has pretty much a 100% chance of mobs dropping emeralds, since like, well, it's level a billion, actually, so it says here that it is only level 1, it says here that it's got max tier reach, it says here that it's tier 3, in reality it's tier 20. It just doesn't show up, so yeah, like, pretty much all of these enchantments are either level 10, 15, or 20. And then the last enchantment for the Last Laugh is Bussy Bee, chance to summon a bee after defeating a mob with up to 3 bees joining your side. Now, these bees are going to be super, like, way too OP, since, like, the Last Laugh is level 420, and this is also level, I think it's level 15, to have, like, around about 100% chance. So then, like, it would now have, like, a 100% chance of summoning in bees, and since it's such high level, then they would also deal, like, 1,000,000 damage, which makes the bees insanely overpowered, and I'll also get back to this later. But that's then everything for the Last Laugh. So then onto the armor, where I'm using this Cloaked Skull, which I think is honestly one of the coolest looking armors in the game. And of course it's level 690, of course, and it's got quite a lot of health. And then the perks are briefly gain ghost form when rolling, 30% chance to negate damage, 10% damage reduction, even though I don't really need that, and gives you a pet bat, because you can actually change what perks you have when you're modding. So yeah, I just took in these. Oh yeah, and of course all of these, but we don't talk about them. And also, since this list is so long, then you can't actually see what the Gilded Enchantment is, and to be honest, I don't even know what the Gilded Enchantment is, I forgot. So yeah, the Gilded Enchantment is something. I actually don't remember. But then the enchantments that I do remember is Deflect, so this grants a small chance, aka 100% chance, to deflect incoming projectiles, so that's just so that any projectile won't hit me and might even hit another mob as well, so that's more damage and more defense. Then it's also Snowball, fires a snowball at a nearby enemy every few seconds, briefly stunning it. Now, I tried to put this up to like level 20 and stuff, but for some reason it just didn't work. It still only triggers every second, even though it would be cool to just have like rapid fire snowballs, but yeah, still every second is just good. Like, even with a build where I can do literally anything that I want, I still choose Snowball, even though the max is level 3. It's just that good of an enchantment. But then it's also Acrobat, reduce the cooldown time between your rolls by 100%. So you'll see later, I can permanently roll. Now, of course, you can't roll while in midair, but pretty much I can just spam click the space bar, and I'll just constantly be rolling, which is also really good for something that I'll come to later as well. And that's then everything for the cloaked skull. So then onto the ranged weapon, which is this webbed bow, which isn't actually a high power level, because I couldn't think of any more funny numbers. So yeah, it's just level 246, but of course it's still upgraded, and it fires 3 arrows when charged, which is of course really good, and freeze on impact, which just slows them down, but still, I don't know, that can be useful. And the gilded enchantment is tier 3 burst bowstring, which shoots arrows when rolling. And then the enchantments is multi-shot, so chance to fire 5 arrows at once. So yeah, this 100% chance every time you roll, you'll fire 15 arrows, since burst bowstring fires charged arrows, and it fires 3 of them. 15 arrows at once, really good. Then it's also got chain reaction, has a chance to fire 5 arrows in all directions on impact. That's also 100% chance. So that's then 15 times 5, which is, I don't know, math. And then it's also got infinity, chance to immediately replenish an arrow when shooting, and this is 100% chance, so I will never run out of arrows. So this bow is probably the most important part of this build, along with Acrobat, since, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of arrows, and it's going to be even more overpowered with the artifacts. And the artifacts are the Deathcap Mushroom, just because it gives you a small speed buff, which you also get from the boost of swiftness, but it also just like makes it so that just in case you want to melee something, even though you really don't have to, then you can. Then of course it's the boost of swiftness, just so that you can go even more zoom, and then it's the fireworks arrow, which... If you've ever played with burst bowstring and fireworks arrow, just imagine that times a bajillion. It is very overpowered, and you can also replace this with pretty much any arrow. So yeah, like for example the harpoon quiver if you're doing like an underwater mission, or the flaming quiver, or the thundering quiver, which is what I'm actually going to start with, because it is very satisfying to use. So yeah, like I'm just gonna start with that, and I think the mission that we're going to be doing is just Fiery Forge, because, I don't know, it's got some decently strong levels, or some strong enemies I mean, and yeah, it's just a fun level, I'm not gonna lie. So then here we are, enter the forge. So first I'm just going to activate my Thundering Quiver. And here's what I mean by infinite rolls. I can just keep on rolling. Now I can't actually hold it down because that's not how the rolling mechanic works, sadly. But yeah, and of course I get ghost form when rolling from the armor, so that means that I can just roll through giant packs of enemies, and then of course also just arrow them. So yeah, now here, as you can see, this is the power of the Thundering Quiver. It's not the most efficient thing, but god is it satisfying. Look at that. I could genuinely just do this all day. This build is just all about finding the ways to get the most satisfaction out of every kill. But it's also really satisfying with every other arrow, which I might showcase later as well. And I don't even really need to do stuff myself, because my bats will also be able to get rid of most of them. And of course, if I ever hit something with my melee weapon, then it'll summon in a bee, which will deal 8 million damage on every hit. I'm pretty sure I can just stand AFK, and then my bats and my bees will do everything. Although, of course, if I want to do anything, I can just roll, and then everything in the vicinity will die. Like, it's not that difficult, but yeah, I think now I want to showcase maybe some other arrows. For example, the fireworks arrow, actually. This one is the most just straight up overpowered arrow, even though, just remember that when you're switching arrows, it has got quite a long cooldown, even though that won't really stop you from just, you know, just firing regular arrows, because you're not gonna run out because of the infinity, and it is just really satisfying, still. But then, yeah, now we've got the fireworks arrow, which is pretty overpowered. Just look at this. This is so amazing. There are so many arrows, and I got to defeat mobs in a single blow as well. Yeah, that pretty much just sums up this entire arrow. But now let's see how this build works with the fire arrow. So, as you can see, it is very satisfying, but also probably the most laggy of all of the arrows. There's just so much fire on screen, with also all of the fire trails. So yeah, I'm probably going to switch off of this soon, just because I don't want my game to crash. Then here I've also got the Torment Quiver. So now, I was gonna test it out on that guy. Okay, wait, where are some more people? Wait, I'm too efficient at killing. Wait, okay, here there's some people. So as you can see, it doesn't deal that much damage, honestly, but still, it is just really satisfying to use it, just seeing all of the arrows just fly away from you and stuff. And it is also pretty good at just knocking people away and stunning them. So yeah, this is extremely satisfying to use, even though it's not the best. But now I think I'll just switch back to the lightning arrows, because to be honest, they're my favorite. I love it. I love it. And then, is this the boss? No, wait, no, this isn't the boss. Yeah, I love this build so much. And then now we're at the boss, so I'm just going to wait for him to spawn in. And then, you know what, yeah, let's just do it with a lightning arrow. So as you can see, like, his health goes down pretty goddamn quickly. Can I kill him before he summons in his ads? No, I can't. I could probably get rid of him before I could summon in everyone else by just, like, using the fireworks arrow, but I don't know, thinking that we don't do thinking here, okay? We don't do planning. So yeah, now I can just fire some, you know, victory lightning arrows. And yeah, that was probably the easiest Fiery Forge run I've ever done. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, like, cheating in the game like this, like, it kind of breaks the game a little bit. Like, I feel like you shouldn't do this if you're still, like, starting out with the level. Now, if you've got, like, 400 hours in the game like I have, then, like, I don't know, if you want to, you can do it, but yeah, I don't condone any of this. Now, of course, I'm qualified because I'm a YouTuber, which, you know, that's how that works, of course. But yeah, so I guess this is then gonna be everything for this video, so if you liked it, then just remember, there's a button for that. But yeah, that's gonna be everything for this video, so bye!